Hey everyone, Rich Lowry of National Review here. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has a deportation case in New York that she wants us to pay attention to. Take a look.
Today, ICE agents deported a mother and her 6-year-old daughter. They had been previously residents of Jackson Heights, residents of Queens, and the little girl was preparing to go back to school this fall. But instead, a short time ago, they were ripped from their homes, sent to a detention facility in Texas 2,000 miles away, thinking they might still have hope to return to their home, the only place the little girl has ever known. But instead, today they were sent on a plane and sent to a foreign country for this little girl. This is cruel. And I say to those who did this, where is your humanity?
All right, a lot to unpack there. Let's begin with how we can't ignore that the mother bears ultimate responsibility for this situation. She chose to come into the United States illegally from Ecuador in December 2022. No one forced her to do that. She didn't have to come to the United States. She could have gone to some other country. She could have stayed in Ecuador. Instead, she decided to enter the United States illegally and take on all the risks that are entailed by that. Everything that's happened in this case stemmed from that choice. Hochul makes a big deal of how Ecuador is a foreign country to this woman's daughter, but it is the mother's home country. It's the daughter's home country as well. Now, she's very young. She might not remember anything about Ecuador, but that doesn't change the basic fact. Hochul complains that they were sent to a detention facility 2,000 miles away. Well, one reason for this is a lot of northeastern states don't cooperate in providing detention space or creating detention space for the federal government for immigration purposes. And there's a very important geographic fact about Texas, which it is closer to Ecuador than New York is. And Hochul makes a big deal of how this happened right before the school year was going to begin. But are we really going to have a pause on deportations right before a school year? If the school year had actually begun, what would Hochul say? Oh, she was ripped from her school when the school year had already started. This is terrible. At the end of the day, what she opposes is not the details of this, not the timing of this. She, like most Democrats, just opposes detention and deportation of most illegal immigrants. Now, she says there is a class of illegal immigrants that she is willing to enforce the law against. Take a look.
President Trump, you said you were going after the worst of the worst. Do you think she's really the worst of the worst? Why can't we work together to go after the truly worst of the worst?
Oh, please. One reason we don't have this nice cooperation is because we have so many sanctuary jurisdictions in this country, including New York, that do everything they can to obstruct federal immigration enforcement, including against people who have been arrested on other offenses. A lot of sanctuary jurisdictions, they arrest people, and rather than handing them over to immigration authorities, they release them. So if Kathy Hochul is now against sanctuary policies, great. That would be a huge advance. And by the way, if we just focus on the worst of the worst, which we should do, right? Trump has said he's going to do it. The administration is actually doing it. And that's all we did. It would leave the vast majority of illegal immigrants to continue to live and work illegally in this country. And that's an intolerable situation in a country of laws. And the administration and Tom Homan have also said they're going after people with so-called final orders of removal. That means you've gone through the whole process. You've made every claim and objection you possibly can. You have an immigration lawyer working on your behalf, and none of it has applied, none of it has worked, and a judge has said, you know what, sorry, you just have to go home. And that's what happened in this case. This woman made an asylum claim, as many illegal immigrants do, and it was bogus, or at least a judge denied it, and then there was a final order of removal, and she was trying to stay in the country anyway. If we can't deport illegal immigrants who have final orders of removal against them, then we'd have a huge de facto amnesty in this country. And that, by the way, is what Democrats like Kathy Hochul really support. Here's some more from her.
Please stop separating our families. They did nothing wrong but look for a better life, just like my immigrant grandparents did, and so many other families that have been changed by coming to this great opportunity land of America.
She's right that most illegal immigrants come here just looking for a better life. But one, that doesn't mean you get asylum and you deserve asylum in this country. Asylum is not for people who are coming here for economic reasons. It's for people who are being persecuted by a government back home. Two, we have rules and immigration laws, and they either mean something or they don't. There are about 1 million people who come to this country legally every year. They're looking for a better life as well. So the question is whether we're actually going to write rules that apply and that control the level of immigration in this country, control who gets in, or it's just going to be a free for all. If you want to come here and get a better job than you have in your home country, it's fine. That's what Kathy Hochul is basically advocating. She won't say it explicitly, but it's obviously heavily implied by the comparison there as well with her grandparents. Her grandparents were from a poor part of Ireland, County Kerry, and came here to better themselves. Fine. They didn't do it illegally, we can assume, and they didn't do it while defying the government of the United States, telling them that they had to leave and go home. That's what was happening in this case. Now, I swear this is the last clip I'm going to share for Kathy Hochul, the last clip I'm going to subject you to, but let's take a look at it.
I want answers on how this could happen. Is she really the worst of the worst? I want to demand how you could possibly say yes.
Again, this happened because the mother came here illegally, went through the whole immigration process, and got the answer no. And she wasn't willing to abide by that answer. She could have left on her own at any time. She could have left well before the beginning of the school year. She could have gone back to Ecuador, made sure her daughter was comfortable and in a school there. She didn't do it. She wanted to defy the laws of the United States. And why this happened is we finally have an administration that is taking those laws seriously. So, no, obviously, the 6-year-old girl was not the worst of the worst. The mother is not the worst of the worst. But still, they do not deserve to stay here. They got their chance in court, they got their day in court. The judge issued the final order of removal, and they had to go. And Democrats like Kathy Hochul, the end of the day, they don't support our laws. They don't support applying the rules as written. Shame on them.